Hey everyone, welcome to my little guide for Huntsman Altimore and Hungering Devourer. Figured I'd just do them together, so let's just get right into Huntsman. Now, this fight is broken up into 3 different phases. They all have different mechanics that DPS and tanks have to deal with. For us, there's only one phase where we have something different that we have to do other than just healing the group. So on the first phase, you're going to have 3 things that happen. Margor is going to pick a target, and then you have to stack in the red circle, and if you don't stack, the person will get one shot, so you'll see that coming up soon. You also have the volley that Huntsman does, so it's just an AoE spread shot, and then here is that vicious lunge that Margor is going to do. So we all stack up. We're going to take a little AoE damage here, nothing too bad, especially on normal. And then the other thing is Sin Seeker. So Huntsman's going to do Sin Seeker. He'll pick targets. Don't stack with these targets. It can hit multiple people. You want it to just hit the one person that it's chosen to hit. And that's the first little beast here for Huntsman. So I am running the raid talents here that I set to run. I would be running Flash Concentration with SOL and TOL, so Trail of Light and Surge of Light, but I don't have Flash Concentration. The legendary I'm running, for anyone that's curious right now, is Echo of Anar. It's pretty good. It's actually quite amazing. So what it does is there's a chance for your abilities to increase your healing done for 10 seconds by 10%, and it also picks 3 allies near you, preferring allies of your specialization, so healers, and it'll give them 5% extra healing for 10 seconds. So it is random. It's not as good as Flash Concentration, it's not as good as Harmonious Apparatus, but that's what I'm running and it's pretty good. Now for the second beast, Barghast, there is a little bit you need to know here. The main thing for us healers is they're going to be splitting this, so Barghast is to the left and then Altimore is to the right, as you can see, because Barghast is going to rip the soul from the tank over there, and depending on how much health the tank has, you have to heal that soul before it gets to Huntsman Altimore. We were keeping the tanks up really well here, so these souls were not a problem. I wasn't wasting mana very much on them, but that's the one thing you really have to understand as a healer. The other thing is to just be careful not to hit the shade of Barghast, so your DPS will be CCing this shade of Barghast, and if it gets off its cast, which you'll see in this video, we accidentally let one go off, it does insane AoE dot damage to the entire raid. I had to use him and Salvation to save us there. You can see it over there kind of casting Deathly Roar. I'm kind of watching Huntsman here. I don't know exactly why I was watching Huntsman. I'm more focused on my grid anyways, but I know what's going on. I can see when Rip Soul is going to happen. I can see when Sin Seeker is going to happen. I can see when a new shade's going to come up on my DBM right under my minimap there. So he still casts his same abilities. You got Spread Shot, Sin Seeker. It's just when a new beast comes out, there's new mechanics to deal with. So you can see the Rip Soul coming out again, and this is probably where you should lust, just so that you can get through it fast, because Hecutus is not that hard of a beast. For some reason we let him stack up really high. The tank didn't know to move him. We somehow got through it, but Deathly Roar went off here and you can see the debuff on, and I'm like, what do I do? So I cast him, and then I'm going to cast Salvation, and then I'm going to cast Halo. So my healing is insane at this point of the fight. So him into Salvation, into Halo, and me and this shaman, Vladik, were really keeping the entire group alive here. It was really us carrying the group, and I'd say if you don't have another good healer on this fight, it's gonna be rough. If you have 2 people that are kind of lagging behind, not well geared, not doing enough effective healing, if they're getting a lot of over healing out, this might be a little bit of a rough fight. But because I had Vladik here, me and him were able to keep the raid up, and whatever the other healers were doing was just enough to help us. So you're gonna kill the shade here, and then Hecutus is gonna come out. So Hecutus has a couple mechanics that you do have to deal with. He has to be moved every so often. You will see over the fight, because we weren't moving him, he was just getting bigger and bigger, and he develops these stacks so that when you do eventually move him, he does more and more damage. And then the other mechanic you have to deal with is this circle. I just run it over to the wall, get it as close to the wall as you can, because if you don't have enough DPS, it's gonna be a little rough here. You're gonna start taking up a lot of the room with these spots where people can't stand. And you can see Hecutus is just getting bigger and bigger. Luckily, we warped on this part. I don't know exactly when you should warp. Some people warp 3rd phase, some people warp 2nd phase, but this tank was not moving him. And when he does begin to move, you can see how much damage he's going to do to this raid. These guys that have Sin Seeker on him and getting hit with the spread shots, they're about to die. We're going to lose some people here. See? He's going to start moving here, and then you're just going to watch people's health just go down. Now, Echo of Anar is nice because right there it procced and I had to go deal with this, but my other healers got that 5% bonus, which is really nice for them. Now you can see him moving here. We've lost both tanks. We just need to get a tank up, but as he starts to move around, he just AoEs the entire raid. It is rough. And I actually was a little off on my mana management here. Luckily, we killed the dog, and then all you have to do is kill Huntsman. This is the easiest part of the fight, which is kind of funny. The end is really the easiest. You just have Sin Seeker and Spread Shot to deal with, and I was out of mana here at the end. I probably could have saved a little more, but we weren't gonna wipe here with 3 other healers that probably have mana. I don't know if the shamans had used their mana tides yet, and I didn't want to be that guy that's like, please mana tide, but I used my pot and my symbol of hope, so you gotta do what you gotta do. And then just dodge the Sin Seeker and Huntsman will go down. It's Hungering Destroyer, not Devourer. I don't know why I've thought it was Devourer for the last 3 weeks, but let's take a look at this fight. This fight's pretty fun. It isn't my favorite. It's actually really, really easy if you just do the mechanics right. So just to go over them, some people are going to get these circles around them, and you have to stand with other people that have those circles. So we were just kind of stacking all in the middle as range, and then I walked up with the DPS at one point because he had a circle and the other range didn't want to walk up with him, so I walked up with him and stood with him. You just kind of sap health from each other and keep each other alive. The other mechanic is this volatile ejection. Everyone has to stand outside of the raid or you're going to hit the whole raid with a bunch of damage. It's just like Sin Seeker from the last fight. He has Desolate, which is going to do raid-wide damage here, you can see. And then he also has one other mechanic called Consume, where you have to run away as far away from the boss as you can, and he's just going to do some AoE to the whole group. So here, there is one more mechanic, I forgot this one here. Depending on how low your health is there, you're going to want to, you're going to have a bigger circle, so it makes it harder to spread if everyone's low. But like I was saying, Vladik and me were keeping the raid up very well. Not sure what Famius and Doc's Bubble, who they were healing, but me and this Vladik guy were just really managing the AoE healing of the raid nicely. You can see the people with the circles here stacked. They actually sap health from everyone around them, I believe, and it just helps keep them alive. So you just want to have everyone kind of stack. The other thing he casts on the tanks is Overwhelm. I believe it does give a debuff to them, and then they just have to tank swap every so often, and then it's just pretty much cookie cutter from there. Do the mechanics as they come, and then make sure you're in the right spot. If you get the circle, you want to stack with the people that have the circles. So I think the best thing I can fill the rest of this fight with is just kind of discussing the Holy Priest abilities with you guys here, telling you why I'm running the talents I'm running, maybe talk a little bit more about Flash Concentration, because, you know, some of us don't have Harmonious Apparatus, and Flash Concentration is actually our best legendary, and it changes how we play. Now, I'm not gonna lie, I kind of like healing with Prayer Circle and Enlightenment, stuff like that. I really enjoy it, I really do. Just being this big AoE healer instead of a spot healer. I've had people leaving comments on my videos like, Flash Concentration, take these talents, Flash Concentration. It's like, okay, I see what you're saying. I definitely 100% agree. That's gonna be the most effective legendary, the most effective build in Mythic Plus and rating. Up until the second week that the raid was out, so last week, everyone was thinking Harmonious Apparatus was going to be the best legendary to take. So the bad thing was I made the raid guide right as people were kind of figuring out Flash Concentration is what you should be using, and people realized you can get it before Harmonious Apparatus. Echo of Anar is not as good in dungeons, but what I had seen and what I had looked at, and I was planning on trying to get Harmonious Apparatus and trying to get the Echo of Anar, but it just didn't work out that way. Flash Concentration's better. But I do enjoy this spec, and I think if you want to run Harmonious Apparatus, this is the spec you should run. You could run Renewed Faith if you're not having mana problems, but I was running Renewed. I was running Enlightenment because Renewed Faith's not that good, and I don't want to say I have mana problems, but I already plan on having Enlightenment, so I'll be a little more aggressive with my heals and such. That's why I run Enlightenment, because I know I'm gonna have extra mana for the fight, extra halos, extra circles of healings, prayer of healings, and it just kind of comes down to how you want to play it. Now, I think I am gonna build Flash Concentration and use it, but what really bums me out is I played a Paladin at the end of BFA, and Paladins are really good spot healers. You know, we put Beacon on the tank, we spot heal the group, we can use our little AoEs here and there, but it's just not. The reason I played the Priest is because I wanted to play a big AoE raid healer, and now everyone's like, oh, we're spot healers, and I'm just like, that's what I did for like 2 months before Shadowlands came out. Like, all I did was spot heal, and then I played a Druid, which is a hot healer, and I was like, I just want to play my Priest. I want to get back to like my roots, you know, big AoE raid healing, trying to manage my holy words, and it just kind of bums me out because I think I want to run Harmonious Apparatus, but I'm gonna be honest with you, pugging is quite rough. Pugging can be a very, very rough time. I was doing Dark Vein after Destroyer here, not Devourer, Destroyer. I was doing Dark Vein, and we were getting her down to like 20%, 15%, and pugging it is just so hard because someone will forget to empty an anima canister, someone will forget to catch one of the little vials she throws, someone will place the mob on the other side of the room away from the tanks, and it's just like, I can only do so much as the healer. I guess I could learn how to do and release the vials and be more in control of the canisters, I should say, not the vials, but it's just like there's always one person on certain fights or a couple people that just kind of screw stuff up. You know, they're taking too long to connect the orbs, they're taking too long to run in to get to the vial. They're like, oh, I'm gonna cast one more spell, and then the vial hits, the whole raid takes AoE damage, and it's just rough. Now, I think Hungering Destroyer is the easiest boss in this dungeon. Shriekwing is harder than Hungering Destroyer, honestly, just because you have to actually like avoid mechanics. This fight is just kind of a joke, but I just kind of wanted to talk about legendaries. If you're looking to be more of a spot healer, definitely go check out Flash Concentration. Run Surge of Light and Trail of Light instead. What it does is it makes it so that when you cast Flash of Light, it empowers your next heal and reduces the cooldown, and it can stack up to 5 times, so your heal will be 15% more effective, and it's 0.1 second faster cast time than your Flash heal. I might say Flash of Light sometimes. They're literally the same spell icon on the Pally and the Priest, and I mained Pally at the end of BFA, but really, Hungering Destroyer is very easy. I went over the mechanics. Keep an eye out for the mechanics, download DBM, just be aware of when they're happening, and this is a rollover fight. This is one of the fights you should always one-shot. I haven't seen it on Heroic yet, but if I had to guess, it's probably the easiest boss in Heroic as well. If you were just here for the 2 fights, you're good to head out now. I'm just going to ramble for a couple minutes here. Don't forget to leave a like and subscribe if you want to see more World of Warcraft content, want to come out to our community giveaways and stuff. I try to update in the community Discord as well if you want to check that out in the description below. But just to talk to anyone that cares, I kind of burnt out on WoW really, really hard. Last week, I just could not bring myself to want to play my Priest. I'd already put like 4 days playtime into my Priest before last week, so the week before Christmas. Now it's time to kind of get back to things. I'm feeling a little more motivated, a little refreshed after the holidays, and I'm going to be trying to clear 10 of 10 normal, 10 of 10 heroic on my Priest, and I'm also going to be trying to push all my mythic plus 15s now. Just what I want to do. I've kind of decided that I'm going to do that. I don't know if I'm going to release the Shaman guide. I don't know, I just don't feel as comfortable on the Shaman as I do on the Priest. I'm not as geared, I'm not as excited to play the Shaman. It is a fun healer. I'd like to try it in raids more. And the one thing that's really keeping me going is raid healing. And as I was talking about, I don't know if I really want to run Flash Concentration. I'm not a mythic raider. I don't want to clear mythic this tier at least. I might eventually, but I just want to do normal and heroic and push my plus 15s, and I'll be pretty well geared. I'll be pretty high rated on Raider.io, and that's all I really want to do with my priest, is kind of just push myself up and kind of say, hey, push yourself to your limit here. If you want to do mythic, maybe next tier or the tier after, you can find a guild, but it's just a lot easier to enjoy the game and play and do normal and heroic for me, and just push the mythic pluses when I feel like it. I know people are already doing like 15s and 16s and 17s, maybe even like 18s now, but that's just not me. Once I can do a 15, I'm going to stop at a 15. I don't really want to do... I'm not looking to be number 1 on Raider.io. I'm not low. I mean, also I play a Holy Priest. I mean, who's going to take a Holy Priest into a plus 20? Because I literally do no DPS in a plus 20 mythic. But yeah, I kind of got burnt out, and I had to take a little break from WoW, and I'm back, and I'm thinking of other content and other games to do. I'm thinking of other community events to do. We ran the transmog competition, which was so fun with my brother. We opened some Magic the Gathering cards. We got up to like 20 viewers on stream. I am gonna pay out the last 2 people I gotta pay out today. So I already paid 2 people with PayPal, and the other 2 people wanted a battle.net currency, and we had to be friends on BNet for 3 days. So that's coming out to them today. And yeah, I'm just feeling it more now. I'm more back. I more want to play the priest, and I'm gonna be trying to do this pretty quickly, but I'm also not gonna force myself to burn out again. If you watched all the way through the video, let's leave a comment saying, let's say lemon lime today. We're sticking with the fruit theme. And yeah, if you're new here, don't forget to check out the community Discord. I'm trying to get more people talking over there. I try to send a message every day or 2. I'm gonna announce my videos, my streams, any competitions we're having, or community events over there. And yeah, go check out the Discord. Don't forget to check out my Twitch channel, twitch.tv/the Horcrux King. If you want to come hang out, I'm going to be, once I get the raid done and I feel more comfortable with my Mythic Plus content out on YouTube, I'm probably going to be streaming my priest a ton over there and just be doing fun, maybe like transmog runs, things like that. But yeah, I'm just happy to be making content again. I'm feeling a little more driven. I'm glad I stepped away when I needed to, instead of just kind of forcing myself through it and burning out even harder. And there'll be more raid fights out. I'm going to release more Mythic Plus fights on the priest, and I'm also going to be releasing some RuneScape stuff soon. So if you play old school RuneScape, keep an eye out for that. Thanks again for watching, everyone, and I hope you have a great day.